So it gives me enormous thrill to tell you that my next guest is Catherine Tilsley, who you will know much better as Eva, who took a break from Corrie a couple of years ago, and I'm going to ask her something about that in just a moment. But in the meantime, she's been looking at the work that vedi.co.uk have done on what little ones have learnt as new skills at home during lockdown. Catherine, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm all right, darling, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
What I love about this report is it's not about them suddenly learning how to ride a unicycle or how to master some complicated foreign language. It's learning how to cook. It's learning how to garden. It's stuff that we all knew when we were kids.
Absolutely. Well, life skills.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these life skills have gone missing from the curriculum. So it's, you know, these things, cooking and gardening and, you know, growing our own vegetables and things like that, they're just such a joy for children to learn and imperative as they grow up.
And we went, as a young lad, absolutely none of that whatsoever at school. But I can remember girlfriends used to do domestic science, which wasn't just how to make a Yorkshire pudding. It was about make and mend and making things last as well.
Absolutely. And you know, living frugally, we don't need excess food and all of these things. We've been growing our own vegetables, and it's such a lovely thing for Alfie to see that process of you know, planting the seeds and watching them grow, and then me saying to him, you know, go and grab a lettuce for salad for lunch. It's just gorgeous. It's such a lovely thing.
You've got an Alan Titchmarsh in the making there, have you?
Absolutely. Who'd have thought it? Yeah.
I think it is wonderful. But, you know, the weird thing, and my daughter, this is the third time I mentioned it this week, and I apologise, but we were talking about it last night, and she's a teacher, and she was saying, no, but things like growing vegetables, like Titchmarsh has been doing his programme on telly, she said, don't dismiss it, because actually a child can learn from that about biology, they can learn about agriculture, they can learn about the environment, and yes, they can learn about business. And if you know, if you grow more tatties than you need, you can flog them.
Absolutely, massively so. You know what? One of my neighbours, she's actually a dentist, and she has started a little sourdough baking business with her children, and she's been baking sourdough each day, which she absolutely loves. The children see the process, and then they sell them baking. You know, they're hot. They arrive on your doorstep, and they're absolutely gorgeous. And she's teaching her children, you know, how to set up a little business at the same time. And it's, you know, these things shouldn't be laughed at or shunned at. They're absolutely life skills. The fact that, you know, Very has reported that 47% of children have learnt a new skill in cooking, that to me is joyous. Yeah. I think Jamie Oliver will be thrilled with that.
Have you picked up at all the other side of that coin, though, Catherine? Because I know, again, from my circle of friends, mums and dads, who have been genuinely concerned that the nippers are out of school. I know reception, year 1, year 6, they've been out for a while. Everyone's back in September, but kids have missed out on the traditional stuff, and that's put a big burden on mums and dads who, frankly, have got quite enough to worry about.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, homeschooling, a completely new thing to us as a family, and don't get me wrong, it's stressful, especially with a 5-year-old. But I think this, you know, being in lockdown has helped us develop new ways of teaching our children, and most of what we've done with Alfie has been learning through play. You know, even with the maths, we'll be like, right, how many lettuces are in the garden, and if we take 3 away, how many are left, and things like that. And it's just, it's learning new ways of teaching, and actually it's been wonderful, and we've learned a lot from Alfie, and I think it's so important, you know, Very are really trying to get across to people how important it is, after such a horrendous time for many people, to look at the positives. And I think some of the skills that our children have been learning are just massively positive, and it's about taking those imperfect moments, if you like, and creating perfect memories. You know, we'll look back on these times, I'm sure, in a few years, and you know, some of the things that have happened will really make us smile.
I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more on that score. Final question, and I'm under instruction from the highest level. I was going to ask you anyway, but let me tell you that my boss man wants me to ask you this. What are the longer term plans for Catherine Tyldesley, and does Return to Corrie feature in them?
Oh gosh, I'm just about to start filming again on an ITV drama, so that takes me up till the end of the year. But never say never. Corrie was my second home, and I love it dearly, and I miss everybody there. So I'm sure at some point in the future, I'd love to go back at some point. We shall see.
We are delighted to hear that. Are you allowed to tell us a little bit, even a hint at what the drama is that you're about to start shooting on?
Oh, not really. There's not been a press release yet, but it's very exciting. It's real edge of your seat stuff. So, yeah, I can't wait.
Love it. We wish you all the very best of luck, both of you, and Alfie there as well. And I cannot think of a better chooser of lettuces and counter of lettuces than lovely Alfie. Catherine, great to talk to you this morning, and you have a lovely weekend, all of you. Bless you. Thank you so much. Catherine Tyldesley there.